Okie dokie. Now, I think this may help show what I'm thinking about with this area down here called Mossy Lake. Now, you can see here a couple of things. One, this thing right here. You can see from this angle, this little ridge everybody talks about right through here. Right down through there. And then you have this other thing up here. This is the high point up here, like 86 feet. Around here is around 80 feet. So it's like I don't know. Look at that. You can see, some ways, you can see the contours of the land right there. But a lot of that's water, it could be coming around through there. And on years that it's really wet, there's water all up through here, and it's pushing against this shape right here. And it's on both sides there. There's water on both sides of the mountain there. Now, you can kind of see what exactly is this mountain shaped like here. Well, it's got this, and it's got kind of a high point. It's got some back here, like a fin. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's, I think you have to look at this whole area right there. And I tell you something else, too, you've got to look at. Is this thing right here. So here's Big Mountain Ridge right here. And then you get this other thing right here. Right here. It looks like a pig head or a boot. There's trails that go by it as well. There's another mound over there. It's near this, I guess that's Coffee Creek, isn't it? And I don't know, I guess is there I don't know if you can, I don't know if there's a bridge there. I guess we could figure it out, couldn't we? See if we can drop down there and see if there's any kind of a bridge there. If it just goes across the land. It's probably just built up, isn't it? So it looks like it's just built up. Built up to get to that level. Anyway, let's see if we can get out of ground view here. And we can look at this thing from other angles too here. So now we've got, you can see where north is. It's not quite north. North is kind of east right now. So here's Big Mountain Ridge right there. You can see more about Big Mountain Ridge from this angle. You can see how it comes around, let's get this little line right here. Let's do a path. So it looks like it comes around here like this. That's a mile. It goes around. Except for I missed it a little bit there, didn't I? Let's try it again. So it starts about right there. And let's put this mouse navigation on and see what it looks like. So you have that over there. And then you have this thing here. But we don't know how this thing has been impacted. I don't know what's there. It doesn't look like that flow of water has been stopped. Maybe they tore down the tram from there. I don't know. But usually, like right here, you can see what happens. That looks wet you know, and then it stops being wet. And that just kind of flows on out. When the water gets high, there's like a low area. But it's interesting. So that's Big Mountain Ridge, and then we have this other area right here. Let's go back north here. Let's go back to a normal orientation, Brad. That's pretty close. But then again, you know, there are times when I've looked at this right here, though. I'll show you how I've looked at it. Let's go the other way. Like this. And you'll see Big Mountain Ridge. You'll see Big Mountain Ridge is right here. And then you'll see this other configurations here. So you have Big Mountain Ridge kind of going up here. And you have the other side of it going like that. Let me see if I can draw it so you can see what I'm talking about here. I'm going to be on the outside of Big Mountain Ridge right here. I got to turn my mouse navigation off. It almost looks like a finger there, dude. I've mentioned that before. It's like, see my hand jerks. Kind of like around like this right here. Something like that. But then again, it's got these other things down here, which is like a feet. Let's see if we can get this right here. Mouse navigation. Do something else and we'll clear it. You know, and of course, my brain is used to looking at two things. One is poverty point, and the other is, knowing that your brain tries to fill in things. So, but now this right here is those lines there could be attached to that. I could be attached to that. It could be. So, I mean, like, I wanted to show you real quick poverty point. I had to get someone to, but you could see that. You see that? That's that hand there. It's that fish too. And there's all kinds of things going on. You just don't know what's natural and what's. I had someone had walked in the room. It was kind of loud, but I got it all fixed up now. But what's natural, what's natural. Let's look at poverty point real quick. I want to show you what it looks like, or let's see what it looks like in this same environment. That is with the same lens. And I would assume that it has the same lens over there, but it may not back in 1994. I'm hoping that it does. Does it? It doesn't look like it's going to, does it? We may have to look at it at another time. We will. There. That is the Poverty Point World Heritage Site. And look at the larger site there. But what you see is that, let's move it over here. You got these concentric circles, which are not oxbows of the bayou. they're just built up mounds that these folks had carried a lot of dirt out there. I want to show you another place where they've carried over 1 million deer hide buckets of dirt too. But it's just an idea of it. You see, they built these little mound areas all up and down, all around this here natural area. There's some people suggested it could have been a circle at some point in time and got washed out on this side. I don't know if that's the case or not. I know that it's on that side. I've been to it many times, but let's look at it at other years real quick, so you can kind of see what it might look like under different circumstances. We hadn't looked at color yet, have we? Of course, it's mowed, right now. And you see right here, I was going to show you, this is Mound A. And we have not been able to see Mound A just yet, because it's still under trees and everything we looked at. Yeah, there you go. Nah, I just want to say, when I went there in 12 and 13, it did not have trees on it. And this is about the time I started going through it. And this right here, I mean, you really can't tell from here, perhaps. But this thing is it's like 80 foot tall. This Mound A. This thing, well, let's just measure it. I think it's like 700 foot long. If you go from right here. It's about 700 foot long. And then about, I keep doing that dude there, man. About, it's about 600. They say it's 600 feet wide, but it's really about 700 feet wide there if you look at the whole perimeter of it. And then, let's see, why is it not letting me clear? Probably because of that. Yeah. Well, anyway, so there's that. Maybe it can let me go on there. Let's see if it'll let us go on there. I've got other videos of it, but oh yeah, you can see what it looks like. That is Mound A, and of course, it was taller, but you have to realize that this thing was, it was built over 3,500 years ago, which I believe, if you figure it up, it's over 1 million. It's about 1 million days ago. That's a lot of rain, coming in, a lot of sunshine, a lot of wind. So it was a lot different than it is now. It was not round, it was flat, more like that would be over there in that area. Now, this is a big site. I mean, it's big. Let's just go down here. Yeah, it didn't pull me out of it all the way, but we just gotta tinker with it for a minute. So if you look at this whole site, though, let's put north again. There's that Bayou Mason over there, which this thing is based upon, which actually was not Bayou Mason a long time ago. Mason Bayou. It was, river, probably. I don't know. That's what they said that long ago. I forget what it is. You can go look it up. But let's just measure this whole thing here. From the top of Mound A down to, the top of Mound A down here to the bayou is a half a mile. A little over a half a mile. And that's not the entire project. And then, a lot of these bands, they start like right up in here. And, they're that long. That wide right there. So that wide. So that's a big site. It's a huge site. I mean, and I'm sure that there's people that are, sit there and their whole life is sitting around scanning places like this. And, you never know where a little community might build up. So there's Poverty Point, and there's Bastrop, and there's us up here. Upper. There's Petersburg. And there's those two eyes right there. Now those are I don't know. I don't know. It's not. I don't know what that is. I know you cannot see it as well. I know you can see those two things throughout the years. Let's just kind of go to now. This was in 1223. You can still see those things, and you can see some legs over here. There's a point of me. It says, "Look at there. There's a alligator head, and there's a back. There's something right there." And then there's like, "Wow, there's a frog legs. And there's his body, and there's his head. His butt and his head. Frog legs, frog butt, frog head, whatever. And there's these things. I don't know. Who knows what's there? Whenever when you cut the trees off of it, it looks a whole lot different. But then let's just kind of go back and see what you can look at with those three things. Look at them. Look at them. I'll try to make them as big as possible right there. 2020. Don't forget about Fish Slough. There's back in 2016. With this type of lens, you can see so much different. You can see my frog legs over here. You see that. And you see that. Let's go on back. See exactly what we don't need that other lens to be is where it's at. We're back at 2012, which is a good view. You can see a lot there. That washing down. Whatever's there does not supposed to be there, and it's getting washed away onto this little area here. Same with that. It'll eventually be washed away. Yeah, they did some great things with making sure that they built these big mounds, but the earth will take it away. Even the rocks, the dirt. So this is a different view of it here, isn't it? That whole area over there looks moundish. A good dry year right there. After 2009 was wet. And of course, a lot of that has been reshaped whenever we started damming things off. 2009. This is later in 2009. Yeah, there you go. You can see them later in 2009. This is October 2009. This is wet all the way up to the ridge. But earlier that year, it was pretty dry. 2006 looks pretty dry. That's an interesting year. This is 11, and everything is so mossy. You can see why they call that thing Mossy Lake, or, well, I'd call it, I guess that's moss. 2006, 11, 2006. I can't remember 11, 2006. I had youngins. You don't remember anything when you have youngins. This is about the time period I start seeing this alligator, though. Maybe even some alligator paws. Let's go on back. We ain't got much further to go. There you go. There's your rectangle around it. And you can measure that, dude, man. It's a pretty big rectangle. 0.82 miles or 0.81 miles wide. And then, that's about the rectangle. A quarter mile wide, tall. But you can also see a lot about the area. You can see the shape of it a little bit better through there. It's a little bit wider up here, like a something. Let's go look at this other spot over here. It's right there, isn't it? It looks kind of wet, doesn't it? Maybe it's it right there. It's not as discernible, is it? Yeah, it is. And during this time, it is. Look at there. Ooh, that looks real. That's a good area right there. February of 2000. I'm sitting there looking at it going, Look at that right there. Look at that. Look at that ridge right down through there. Damn, look at that. And you can think, man, look at it. What is that? What is that? Man, it can just be as simple as being a bridge. Or got a line out there, very discernible. And look here, man, that's not like it's 8 feet. Look at this thing. That's a third of a mile. It's 1,782 feet. .com. Well, anyway, it's also the end of the show, probably. That's the same one as 98. There's your 94. That's kind of where we started. February 94. And then you go back here to 85, and there's not much you can see. But you can see there's two things there still. A dry year, wasn't it? All right, let's see if I can coordinate I'm gonna try to coordinate everything here on the mark. Get set. We're gonna sign out. So have fun. Be safe. .com.